good morning, everyone, for another episode of what we are calling 10 Men's with Friends. And obviously, you can see I am so excited to be able to share with you today not only someone who is near and dear to my heart, but she's going to be sharing, a passion of hers that she's had for many years. And I can't wait for you to learn, just like I'm getting ready to learn as well. And so this is my amazing friend, Miss Paula, and she's going to be sharing some of, just the basics of gardening, things that you can do right in your very home as well. So I'm going to take Cocoa Puff, and I'm going to let him or her down. I'm going to let her down, and she's going to take it away and share with us this morning about what's going on. So let's get started.
Good morning, everybody. So this is my garden. I haven't had it out here for a while, but I've had some time recently, so I've kind of redone everything. I raised it up off the ground, and some basics with gardening is you need good drainage. In Central Florida here, we have pretty good drainage because most of our ground is sand.
True.
So there's not a lot that we have to do, but sometimes if your dirt is kind of poor quality or it's a lot of sand without much organic matter, you may have to add like some topsoil or some extra cow manure or something like that, compost, something to kind of add some more organic matter so that your plants will grow well.
Okay.
The second thing is light. A lot of your vegetables, things that produce fruit from a flower, have to have full sun. Some of your lettuces and your leafy type of vegetables that you just eat the leaves of them, they can handle a little bit of shade.
Okay.
And in Florida, because of our hot temperatures, things like lettuce and cabbage and broccoli, instead of being planted in the spring, should be planted in the fall.
Okay. So we wouldn't plant those now.
Yes, you wouldn't really want to plant those now unless you plant them basically in winter for us, because they like cooler temperatures and they don't like it to be hot out.
Gotcha.
You can start your seeds. I picked up this little greenhouse thing right here. It was on clearance last fall.
Nice.
They wanted way more than I wanted to pay for it, so I waited till it was on clearance. You can start your seeds inside of there.
Yeah.
Inside of trays or whatever you can find. You can use yogurt containers, you can use trays, you can use little pots, whatever you want.
I've seen some people use like eggshells, like after they.
Yeah, you can use eggshells as well. These little tomatoes right here, they've been growing for about a month and a half or so.
Oh, wow.
We started them from seeds. These tomatoes, of course, are much older, so they're much taller. They're starting to fruit. The cucumbers, they're a few weeks old. They don't take too long to start growing.
Oh, wow.
And they'll start flowering. And these are bush cucumbers, so they'll make a bush inside of here, and I'll pick my cucumbers that way.
Nice.
So
these here, like, I don't know if there's a name for them, but they help keep the plant structure.
Yes. These are what they call tomato cages.
Oh.
And you usually use them for tomatoes. Now, sometimes your tomatoes will get so full of so many tomatoes that these cages will want to topple over. So you can use sticks and all kinds of other stuff, PVC, whatever you got laying around
to help sturdy it up.
Okay. You can also use these things to just stake the actual plant to, if you want to.
Nice.
So there's a lot of different ways that you can grow your tomatoes and things like that so that they grow well.
Very cool. Now, you had mentioned earlier about like topsoil and manure and stuff. Is there a certain place you like to go? Obviously, you can't just go to Walmart to get manure. Where would someone who wanted to get that?
The cheapest thing to do is to find somebody who has a horse.
Oh.
And see if they will give you the manure out of their stall.
So you literally just shovel it into a bag and put it on the...
Well, you don't want to put it right out there. You want to let it age a little bit. Because it'll be what they call hot.
So manure is like wine. You got to let it age.
You got to let it age.
Good. Okay.
Yes, yes. Right. Because if you put it on there right after the horse has made it for you, it'll burn your plants. So you want to kind of let it sit for a little bit, and then you can use it and mix it in.
Okay. Well,
that's the cheapest way to do it. You can also buy it at Home Depot and stuff like that.
Okay.
But, there's plenty of horses around here. So.
That's cool. Now, I see you got a bunch of seeds over here.
Yes.
There's different things.
Yeah, so these are all different varieties of seeds. We have some tomato plants that will grow throughout the summer that can take higher temperatures. Because Florida, we have high temperatures.
Okay.
When it gets super hot in August, a lot of things don't do well. So you want to find things that can take the heat.
Okay.
You know. There are other plants that you can start them out as seeds and plant them out here.
Okay.
You know, there are spices that you can plant. And also, if you plant, like you see, I've got these little marigolds and stuff planted in amidst everything else. They're not just there to be pretty.
Okay.
They actually help with keeping bugs away.
Ah.
A lot of bugs don't like the smell of marigolds.
Really?
A lot of people don't like the smell of marigolds.
I like gold.
So it kind of
helps.
Be married. Yeah, you know, but it kind of helps. And then the other little kind of pink and yellow flowers that you see there, they just attract bees, hummingbirds, things like that. For pollinating everything. Okay. Yeah. So that helps with that. And you can also, you don't have to build a big garden. You can do something with pots.
Okay.
They have these kind of pots. Sometimes you buy a tomato plant. It comes with its little cage already attached to the pot and everything. These things actually work great.
Okay.
And then when you're done with that tomato, hang on to the pot because you can always grow it from seeds. Yeah. From a tomato that you cut, you just throw a rotten tomato in there and you'll get new tomato plants.
Wow. Yeah. So it's really that easy. Like if I just got a tomato, I don't have to let the seeds dry. I can just like cut it in half and throw it in soil and it.
Yeah. So tomatoes actually need the seeds to kind of be around the rotten fruit a little bit.
Ah, okay.
It helps them to germinate.
Nice.
If you just take them out and dry them, they probably won't sprout.
See that? It's easy as just cutting a tomato and throwing it in, letting it rot.
Throw it in there and let it rot.
You probably got rotten tomatoes in your cupboard right now. So
yeah,
that's perfect.
Throw it in there and let it rot. You get a potato that's starting to sprout and grow leaves and everything. You can grow potatoes from that thing.
Okay.
You know.
Nice.
You can also, another cheap way to grow things is in a bucket.
Yeah.
Buy a 5-gallon bucket from Tractor Supply, obviously.
You're welcome, Tractor Supply. Free advertising.
Free advertising. You drill some holes in the bottom so that it can drain because you want to have that drainage. Okay. This is great for growing tomatoes. Nice. They do really good in these things. Okay. So, and that makes it easy. You can also opt to spend more money and buy a fancy pot.
A really fancy one.
Yeah, a fancy pot.
I like the bucket with the holes in it.
The bucket with the holes is great, you know. You also, instead of planting with seeds, sometimes some plants, like strawberries, they'll throw off this little baby plant.
Wow, I've never seen those before. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so what you do, you'll take this and you'll set it next to another pot with dirt and you'll stick this little guy on there. Once he starts growing on his own and he's got good roots, you'll cut him off and then you have 2 plants. Wow. Or 3 plants.
That's pretty neat.
So, and strawberries are really good at doing this. Okay. And if you grow them so that they're hanging like this, they'll make more of these. Wow. It also makes sure that your fruit doesn't touch the ground and get messed up. Okay. So, and then I grow my strawberries on the porch because we have a lot of birds around here and they steal my berries. So. Okay. Yeah.
Now, I know we talked about garden, but like I think is this an avocado tree?
That's actually a mango tree.
A mango tree. That's what I meant. She misheard me.
That's a mango tree. They really.
Did you plant that or buy that?
I did plant that. Okay. It's a grafted tree. They really shouldn't grow this far north. So if you do plan to grow mangoes in Central Florida, just understand they're going to need a little winter protection. They're very cold sensitive.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And Barbados cherries are the same way. It's a very tropical fruit. A lot of people don't know what it is. It's pretty much the only tropical cherry that you can grow here in Florida.
I didn't even know you could.
So, yes.
Well, excellent. So we've gone over some of the basics, having a small garden, drainage, make sure if you're going to be planting something, whether it takes direct sunlight or indirect sunlight. If you don't want to put, things inside your home like the seedlings, and you can get a small greenhouse for them to grow in. You've gone over some pots, like even you have like an old kiddie pool.
Yes.
And so like if they wanted to use that, maybe
you get a kiddie pool that maybe somebody's throwing it out on the side of the road because it's got a hole in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. You're just going to put holes in it anyway because
Right.
you want it to be able to drain. Fill that thing with dirt. You can make a little teepee or something,
Mm-hmm.
you know, out of these sticks. You can grow beans on it, tomatoes, whatever
Nice.
you want to grow.
Okay.
So.
Now, we have just a couple more minutes before we go this morning. What's one of your favorite things to grow? Like, what's a plant that you just love to from start to finish? What do you enjoy?
Probably tomatoes.
Okay.
There is nothing better than like a homegrown tomato
Yeah.
that has lots of flavor
Mm-hmm.
and juice.
Because it's so much different than what you get at the store.
Totally
Yeah.
different.
I've
Totally
had
different.
it
There's so much more flavor and acid to it, and
Mm-hmm.
you know it's incomparable.
Amazing.
So, and my favorite tomato variety is right here. It's called Tess Land Race Currant.
Tess Land Race Currant. We'll put something in the description. So if you wanted to grow some of these Tess Land Race Currant tomatoes, you can be able to look those up online or go to the store wherever you may find them. And so what we're here real quick before we go, why do you like this tomato so much?
So this one here, it's a little tiny tomato.
Okay.
Okay.
Like a cherry tomato or?
It's even smaller than like a grape tomato.
Man.
It's a very small little tomato, but it packs an amazing punch of flavor.
That's pretty neat.
And they're a lot of different colors. Like they're not just red. Sometimes they're kind of a purpley or a greeny color, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just awesome.
Wow.
They just have great flavor.
Cool.
So.
Well, everybody who's watching, today, give them just, a last, conclusion, like to inspire them. If they wanted to start a garden, whether it be an herb garden or buying plants already in a pot or starting, just, give them a last little bit of tip before we go today.
I just find that it's very relaxing to just grow things, go out, pick your stuff, you don't have to worry about running to the store. It's both good for the mind, it's good for the body because you're actually doing stuff. It's good all around.
Absolutely. And I've heard that over the years. My grandfather gardened, and I would always go out and whether it's a watermelon or corn and stuff, and it was really rewarding to be able to start something from a seed and then help it cultivate and then grow and then be able to eat what you had raised and planted. It's a very rewarding feeling. And
it
so
is.
We may be in the last few months or so of this quarantine, but it's never too late to start a garden of any size, of any caliber. Just start somewhere. And so whether it's in seedlings or something, let Miss Paula be an inspiration for you. I know she has been for me to be able to start somewhere. I think I'm going to start an herb garden, or I may invest in doing some strawberries or something. And so I love it. And so excellent. Thank you guys for taking the time to be with us today. And myself, Pastor Matt Chester at Redemption Church, and my amazing friend Miss Paula, and whatever that snickerdoodle or Cocoa Puff chicken went away. Thank you guys so much. God bless. And we'll see you very soon for another episode of 10 Minutes with Friends. Take care.